Hi guys, 732 Review Crew back. I am Mikey.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Mike.
This is Battlestar Galactica Season 4, Episode 8. This one's titled, I couldn't pronounce this one.
Sine Qua non.
Sine Qua non, which I believe means absolutely necessary. So if something in this episode is absolutely
What are
necessary,
you basing this off?
the Google translation,
What the fuck?
it means
I mean, I'll second that. I trust that well enough.
Latin translation
Sure,
means
but, like,
without
might
which
not
not.
be-
How does he like what?
It means without which not. So we need it. So we need to find out what's happening, and there's only one way for us to keep finding out.
Without which not?
Yeah, that's what it means. Without
They have
which.
to decide without the square knot, without the slip knot. You know.
All right, we're starting in 3, 2, 1. Thank you for joining us.
Sir, Vice President Zarek is still waiting to talk to you. What should I tell him? Sir?
Everything's fucked.
Is the president dead?
We have no
I heard she
information.
was assassinated by the Cylons.
No, there's no truth to that, at least as far as we know.
Well, then what the hell do we know?
I asked Admiral Adama to come and answer our questions directly. Unfortunately, he wouldn't take my call.
She'll live.
Mortality. Otto, you're no longer sterile, dude.
Over as president.
Oh, President Zarek. He's finally done it, boys.
Yeah, I mean, he has.
Two main opponents are gone.
He was president when Baltar was taken out, but he stepped down immediately. So now he can click the good guy who didn't want to actually be president.
She can't fly alone. What the fuck?
If this fleet needs reassurance, then you reassure them. That's your job now. You can tell Zarek he can go to hell.
Not a politician, doesn't care.
Why?
Mom's gone. I'm sad.
Sir.
Do you hate your people so much? Did you look for any excuse to kill one?
They were gonna take her. The Six. She was gonna take my child.
Doesn't he have the same hair?
I had a vision. A vision where the Six and Baltar were taking Hera away from me.
A vision. You murdered an unarmed woman. And by doing so, you put the lives of every single person in this fleet at risk. And quite possibly cost the lives of the president and your husband. You betrayed a promise to me.
Oof.
I trusted you.
Here's that switch being flipped.
Do you honestly think that your father will hand over power to this administration?
No. No.
Poor Zarek.
He wouldn't. We know it.
Kudos to Lee, though.
He's like, nah.
Like, being like, in that moment, you could tell he's like, do I fucking just cause panic and chaos again? Or do I tell the truth? Like, or lie? And it's like, tell the truth, cause chaos. And yeah.
Oh, look.
I got you appointed to this job.
All because I thought you might do some good. Now you're advising me to step aside from a position that by law is mine.
You were never elected president.
But I was elected to office, which is more than Rosalind can.
His character is so interesting. His development from being in jail to this.
Rosalind won the past election.
Well, the facts on the ground are these. Right or wrong,
Okay.
Adama will never recognize you as president, and we need someone he will.
Lee's gonna be president?
You have someone in mind? No.
Let's face facts, Jim. What we had these past 5 years isn't a true government, but a tacit agreement between a military strongman and a political strong woman.
Oh, yeah.
I heard you ask the quorum to authorize the creation of a civil defense
Dude,
force.
he's such a good character.
We got a cat.
Wow, he's trying to get an army. Tom Zarek's trying to make an army.
This thing's heading for a showdown. There's gonna be bloodshed unless
You can find someone else. Someone your father won't reject.
And he doesn't want to suggest himself.
Don't take the case, counselor. It's a loser.
Zarek's got them inhaling fear and exhaling anger. But you...
I like that line.
Okay, so what did Rosalind offer you to defend Baltar?
Room of the view.
I'm not sure I can improve on that.
Sometimes it's better to settle for what you've already got.
Lee for president. Kitty.
Kitty. They're getting that cat's money.
Developed a relationship with the Cylon prisoner.
Your buddies took off with half an air wing, not to mention the president of the fracking colonies herself.
She's the real reason you're so angry. So worried. I can hear it in your voice. Why is a dying woman so important to you?
Not to me, goddammit, to the old man.
So, do you love me?
What?
Be honest with me. I've been honest with you.
Attention, set condition 1 throughout the ship. This is not a drill.
This has gone too far. I don't know what kind of mind games you are playing with me, lady, but it ends here.
What is she doing?
I don't know.
One of our missing raptors jumped into Dratus range.
Does she know he's one of the final 5?
No.
Racetrack?
Racetrack won't die.
Swear to God, Mike. Swear to fucking God.
Everyone I've said that about has died, so.
Bullet holes?
Yeah.
That's small arms, though. That's not like the big... Who's that?
It's Pike. He's dead.
Oh.
Shot from the outside in.
Is he outside?
Never seeking out a job until it's handed to you. Flight leader, Battlestar Commander, quorum delicate. Man doesn't carve out a path like that through life without...
All right, enough of the psychoanalysis.
It's us at work.
Where the hell did they go? Why didn't they tell us?
Dude, that is so crazy that Adama just did that for the record.
Yeah.
Galactica racetrack. We've located the source of the transponder.
There's a battle here.
What the fuck is going on?
We're getting radiation signatures from multiple nukes, base ship fragments, other debris indicative of resurrection technology.
Did they go after it?
Well, they jumped into...
They found the hub and they destroyed it.
Yeah.
Looks like our pilots helped. Question is, where'd they go from here? Oh, Bill, you are way too close to this. The president's spaceship was destroyed. It's a different base. Detail for Raptors to stay behind. They keep searching until they find something concrete.
He's too personally attached to things.
My order.
I mean, he talked them out of it, so they're going back, but they're leaving people behind.
Gods. You ever feed that animal? Where
The
is it
cat,
anyway?
man, he eats all the day.
Come on, Roman. Let's put our heads together. Whoa, whoa. We haven't ruled out all these names yet.
This one's a loser. An exercise in futility.
I didn't think he was coming back, and I'm loving it.
Let the cat be president.
I ran some tests on your Cylon prisoner. Guess what I found?
She's pregnant. She's pregnant with Ty's child.
You think they did it?
If they'd found anything, we would have heard from them.
Why do you think Dom is drinking with him in the corners right now?
So we correlate their reports. I'm not interested in the search. You're not? I know that you've been spending a lot of time interrogating the Six. Not torturing her, if that's what you're worried about. I'm not. That I can almost understand. This I can't. Coddle tells me she's pregnant.
Oh!
Yeah, you didn't catch that as soon as Coddle said something?
Colonel. Do you deny it? You don't. You can't!
Did they?
Think.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
You're my first officer. I need judgment. I need your
That's so wild. And she genuinely loves him.
You're risking all our lives for what? Our missing pilots? No, for a woman. For a fracking woman.
You watch what you fracking say about that woman. She's the president, not some fracking skin job that I've been banging. What do you think Ellen would say about that? Suddenly you're rolling out of this. What do you think Ellen would say about her husband impregnating a fracking Cylon?
Yeah, no, I mean, what the fuck were you expecting?
Woo! Oh! 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 No!
Fuck. I like that shit. All right, it's out of their systems.
What are you gonna do with that woman? What are you gonna
Wait.
do about Laura if you ever find her?
Oh?
What a bromance, dude.
So that means that Cylons all along could have theoretically procreated if they just loved each other.
No, he's different.
He's one of the final 5?
One of the final 5. Oh my god, that was the... So dumb.
What?
That's why Six asked if Ty loved her.
Because
she thinks that love is required for a baby. We're so dumb.
It is.
My people are gonna feel like they're being asked to go on suicide missions.
I'm not asking.
Ooh.
Ordering.
Oh God.
Yikes. Is she? I thought she was gonna quit.
Starbucks not a quitter.
She's done more.
Well, like threatened to quit.
She's not Lee.
Lee said you once gave him something before a mission.
Belonged to my father. Foolish to think a hunk of metal could keep him safe.
And yet that's what we do, isn't it? Hang on to hope. In every hopelessly irrational way that we can. But not like those poor bastards, giving away their luck just when they need it most. I always imagined you a realist, Admiral. Not one to indulge a vain hope at the cost of lives. Everyone has his limits. Sine qua non, as they say. Those things we deem essential, without which we cannot bear living, without which life in general loses its specific value.
For him, that's Rosalind.
Tom Zarek may not be an ideal president, but we could do worse.
There are limits to my realism. Goodbye, counselor.
Yeah, I could get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that.
I've lost my objectivity.
Ooh.
Tell the quorum that I'm relinquishing command effective immediately.
Huh?
What if instead of picking names and finding fault, we ask ourselves the qualities that we want?
Oh, you bastards.
Sometimes you take on a losing
Mike,
case.
rewind and pause it. We had a half a second.
It's gonna pan on over. Lee Adama for president.
That's actually said Lee Admin.
Tell me what? We found our candidate. Someone the quorum won't hesitate to approve, even over Zarek's objections. Someone the Admiral can't help but accept. Congratulations, Mr. President.
Woohoo!
My name was never on that list.
Of course not.
Yes, it was.
That would be too blatant. But it is everything you always wanted, isn't it? Savor your victory, Mr. Adama. Because you'll never get the chance to serve.
What the fuck? What is happening in this goddamn show?
What are you doing?
Why?
Because you're perfect for the job, of course.
Only hope is the last thing we need. We're a doomed race. And it's time that we made our peace with that essential truth.
I don't think it's a loaded gun. I think he's trying to force him to take the role.
Yeah.
Make him actually realize it while his life's on the line.
Did he kill his cat?
They killed my cat!
No!
They, those debased dregs of humanity out there! He's been dead for weeks.
What's going on?
Wife. I just retrieved him from a vet on Gemini, and the bombs started to fall, and fate presented me with.
Is Romo a Cylon?
No, Romo's just crazy.
That shuttle, or I could run home and try to save my family. How do you think I chose?
Romo, we've all had to make difficult choices. You don't think I know? No one blamed you, Romo. Because at a certain point, we all made decisions that saved our lives at the cost of others. The clean slate, the fresh start, maybe they are illusions, like you said. But at a certain point, faith in ourselves, that's not a given. That's a choice. Well, I've made mine. And if you can't stomach that, then you had damn well better squeeze that trigger right now. Woo. I'm gonna make a difference in this fleet.
Is that your final word? Then swear it.
I, Leland Joseph Adama,
Leland?
now vow and affirm.
Maybe you're crazy enough to pull a stunt like this, but you can't be crazy enough to leave me in charge.
In
case you forgot, my last term at the helm was a complete disaster.
It was a long time ago. You're not the same man you were.
Tell him.
He's gonna tell him.
He has to tell him.
He has to tell him.
There's no way he
Found
can't
out
tell
a lot
him.
about yourself.
Oh my God! Please tell him.
I can barely begin to imagine.
Bill, I'm a Cylon.
Come on.
Don't count on this being permanent.
Hilo.
Put these on.
Can't.
Lead the people to Earth the best way you can. Give Athena back her daughter. She needs her family. We all need our family.
Tell him, dude.
Oh my fucking god, Ty.
It's almost like he doesn't actually have true emotions.
Oh, he didn't tell him.
Jesus Christ, Ty.
Romo.
Huh?
One day in office and you've already got a first pet.
He's got a dog.
Jake here's
The
the
work
genuine
on.
hero of the resistance.
It's Jake the dog. That's right.
Romo, meet Jake.
Oh, he's giving him the dog.
Your new best friend.
Oh, his cat
There's
actually
one
did
thing I
die.
hate more than
Yeah.
cats. It's dogs.
See,
Bad.
a new pet for you to load. I knew it'd be the perfect gift. Waiting alone in a Raptor while the rest of the fleet jumps away, that's not just getting in a plane. That sounds a lot like suicide, Dad.
Is he doing the mission?
Why are you doing this?
Because I can't live without her.
Oh.
Wow.
He
Look
did it.
at him, yo.
God.
Look at the drip.
Yo. The full-on salute as he walks through.
I'm surprised Starbucks not making jokes.
5 seconds. Give her.
What are yours, Starbuck?
Nothing but the rain, sir.
But the rain, sir.
Grab your gun and bring the cat in.
Yes, sir.
Keep a light on. I'll be back.
Woohoo. I love where this is going.
I have no idea where this is going.
Galactica, this is Husker. I'm in position.
Affirmative.
Husker. I guess Baltar was wrong.
It's got the book. I thought I was wrong about what?
Do you think a man not named Adama will ever lead this fleet? Right now it's Ty.
What do you mean? Lee is literally leading the fleet.
Yeah, but he's not the admiral anymore.
Yeah, no,
That's
but
not-
he's leading the fleet.
I love how the tension is mounted as the quorum politics start to come play.
But see, it keeps worrying me because we know the characters as they were, but now knowing the characters as they are and them knowing they're Cylons, like Ty bottled up killing Ellen, but ultimately like the guilt and
Yes.
everything built up, and he told him that was the moment, and he didn't tell him.
You're right.
Now I understand possibly that
It's also it is different.
would have put Adama in a even worse position.
Right.
It's not like everything is going swimmingly and nothing is wrong, and he can be like, "Hey, this is," because if he tells Adama in that moment, everything's fucked. Because
Yes.
Adama's already saying, "Fuck everything. I'm not leaving them behind." So then it's like, okay. So I'm still going to do that, but now we're in a really bad spot, and I don't know who I can trust.
Also, if so, here's where it is. If the president is alive, right, then that means that hypothetically everything's a success, and Deanna is unboxed, and Ty is going to be revealed at that point, and he can try to explain why he didn't tell it to Ty or to Adama. Option 2 is president's still alive. They didn't resurrect Deanna, and he doesn't have to say a word. And then option 3 is the man is grieving, and if the president is dead, then him losing his best friend as well would destroy him completely.
Correct.
So Ty really can't tell him as much as we
He's
wanted
also a
to.
father now, or is soon to be a father.
Which is crazy.
Which actually,
When did that start happening off screen?
I think again, it's one of those. I don't think it was off screen per se, because they've shown Six so many times, but saying or behaving in a weird way, but him seeing Ellen's face, and we're like, is he just fully hallucinating? And he wasn't.
Like he'd been right
He
from the
wasn't
beginning.
hallucinating the words she was saying. He was just hallucinating like her face.
Yes.
Right? He was putting Ellen's face on her, but everything she has said, like of do you love me and all of the scenes previously, was her saying that.
No, I was just confused.
She thought they were,
I just confused where the sex came from because they have had no hint or indication besides the kiss.
Well,
they-
you see,
they had
like
up front.
sometimes there's just a bird that brings a baby. It's
All right, you know what? Moving on.
The space.
Moving along.
Oh,
The
the
spork.
birds and the bees.
There's bees involved. I thought it was just a bird.
I love how the discussion we had last episode about what would happen to Athena with Adama potentially came to fruition in this one, where Adama was like, I can't just let you go, especially because you broke your promise to me, so I have to punish you. And Athena was fully willing to accept those consequences, feeling that she saved her child and now it's safe. It was a little fucked up. They split her from the child because
she was acting erratically. She just killed someone for no reason with no evidence.
Mama Bear always protects her.
I know, but I'm saying, separating the daughter from the mom like that is a little like, this is like different times. It's not like we're in a current.
Separating is really extrapolating off that. She was in prison and the child was not in prison. That typically causes a separation.
I feel like they would do that even if it was like a 24-hour period or something. If you just murdered someone for no reason, like they're not just gonna be like, yeah, here's like, is that crazy? I mean, it wasn't that long of a period of time.
You're right.
I understand what you're saying, but he's also right. It was like, you're going to jail.
Didn't Callie murder Boomer or something?
Yes.
What happened? Did Callie get in any trouble for that?
No. Nope. They cheered her on, and she was acquitted.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't just murder people in the
Cylons.
Oh, Cylons, sure.
Exactly what she did.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she did.
Yeah. So that's why by the end of the episode, she had her daughter in jail with her.
So interestingly enough, too, for this one, it was interesting to watch the whole roller coaster of what we knew that Tom Zarek would never be accepted by Adama. But
Dude, I feel so bad.
Adama was literally hardballing him the entire time, not willing to discuss any of the plans. We knew that Lee would be the obvious choice because obviously, we don't know any of the other characters they brought up. But the fact that Lee is now president is pretty insane to me because, we had that whole quote from Baltar. Do you ever think a man not named Adama will be in charge of the fleet? And it's like, or what would be admiral? And Ty's technically admiral now, or in charge, not just admiral, but right now Lee's in charge. He's the commander in chief. So he has that power once again, which I thought was an interesting way to just switch the dynamic, especially making Adama now a free, agent because he operates independently. He is an admiral, so nobody's a higher rank than him. But the ship belongs to Ty. He retains his rank, but Ty's, now the commander. It's just like how when what's her face was on the Admiral Kane was on the Galactica. Technically, it was Adama's command until she took over from him. So Adama is now kind of able to do his own thing, and we learned that he was a great Viper pilot back in the day and all this stuff. He flew these solo recon, so we're going to see him start hopefully doing stuff like that now, where he is a Raptor jockey. I want to see him be like competing with Starbuck in some of the potential battles that we see in terms of kill count, just to show off his old age.
That's not. Hold on. That's
remotely
not
what's happening.
But that's just my prediction.
He as soon as he goes back to the fleet, he's going back to the fleet with Rosalind, and he's taking back control of Battlestar Galactica.
You think so?
There's no side quest. Vipers
hanging up his hat and it's like,
I think he's hanging up his hat.
I'm gonna drive.
No.
Well, the reason why I thought he was hanging up his hat is because I think he finally realized how impartial he's been this entire time, and he's like,
not this whole time.
Well,
this episode.
But he's.
I thought he had a full realization.
He's acknowledging he's putting too many lives at risk, like he has done in the past.
Yeah.
And instead, he's only going to put himself at risk and do what's right for everyone.
Which is why I stepped down.
It's a win-win. So I'm going to get to do what I want to do, but you guys are all going to also be safe.
Yeah, but that still remains my prediction. I don't think he's going to pick the flag. I don't think he's going to take the helm back once
he literally said to Ty,
this isn't
don't
permanent.
get too used to it. This isn't permanent.
I know, but my prediction is
you think that's
I think
you think he's gonna die?
No, I think Rosalind will die, and it will potentially change his mind because he loses that that thing he's needed that pushes him and makes everything not mundane, and that'll maybe make him like a Viper pilot.
Or he'll be fueled by rage. Yeah, okay.
That's where I see it, because I feel like
that's such an interesting take on that. But because
I also feel like if he got Rosalind back, I feel like he'd let Ty be the commander for a little bit so that he could at least spend the
rest of her days.
Yeah, that's a prediction I'm also going to make, just because I feel like that would be such a inline thing with him, where they they talk about getting that house together and they can pretend to have it for a little bit, and especially since they know how, he knows how to do that projection thing. Maybe he teaches her in an episode to projection as like a side plot of her treatment and whatnot.
I mean, he's a Cylon.
Yeah.
But they need to find Earth.
Yeah.
So I like how one of the things that's going on is people are concerned about Rosalind having these dreams with the Cylon and being like, she might be a Cylon. Oh God, we have a Cylon as president. And then it turns out that no, as far as we know, but instead we now have a Cylon as fleet admiral, which is just
worse kind of. Here's the guns.
Is a little silly. And what I was staring off in the distance thinking about is completely unrelated to anything we've been talking about. Why the fuck don't the base stars have like a revival node where it like kind of catches people who die until they get to a resurrection ship? This seems like a terrible design flaw.
Plot hole.
You know what I'm talking about? Because like, yeah, resurrection ship, take brain, put new body. Why the fuck don't they have like a brain catcher on the base star so that if people like die, like the raiders when they're attacking, they don't have to risk a whole resurrection ship. They could just be a node.
Like a cloud? Resurrection cloud?
Damn you, Mikey, you son of a bitch. Yeah. I hate that. Fuck you. I have nothing else to say. I'm literally sitting here. I do the lean in and I fingers up.
And then
Mikey doesn't respect the finger ever. I hate it here. God damn it. And you just jumped right into it. I was going to be like, do you see it being shaped as a cloud, perhaps? And he's like, oh, wait, I know what Joe's going to say. Cloud. Is it a cloud?
Jackal. Is it a jackal? God damn it. It's not jackal.
Great reference. I'm sorry. Go. Whatever.
That's all I had. I was like, why is this not the technology they're using?
That's all you have. No notes on anything else.
Oh, on the episode with all the craziness? Yeah. I have no fucking clue what's happening. The lawyer is crazy because he was talking to his cat right before he talked to a dog. Yeah, what the cat was dead. He's actually crazy, and this was not addressed at all after the fact.
Well, but the only time they did...
We gave him a dog after his cat died. What is happening?
They did address it because... Lee at one point kicks what has clearly been an empty bowl for a while.
Yeah, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that the lawyer is actually like off the deep end and let the cat die, but has treated the cat as like it's alive or something for because he's talking to him.
And then Lee was like, I know what he needs, a new animal.
Yeah, like what the fuck is
well, he said somebody killed it. I thought he said somebody killed the cat, like the people who were against Baltar on the trial.
They might have. You know, honestly, they might have, but he was that's not important. Oh, that's not important.
Yes.
They said
sorry, yes. There's a chance that did happen and he's just kept a dead cat.
Well, it's because it's the only thing he has that reminds him of his family is his wife's cat.
And he was
I feel like it
but
might
he
have
was
been
talking he was talking to the cat in front of Lee as if the cat was alive.
Well, he's an eccentric man, so Lee was probably like, this is normal for him. When is he?
Lee doesn't care that the guy who is
do you think the cat was dead in the first time we met him, and that was just him talking to nothing? And then, no, you're right.
I don't know.
I don't think this is important. The point is, the man is talking to a dead cat and has been keeping a dead cat for weeks, and Lee is just not even addressing that. It's like, have a dog.
Because I love that whole portion where the moment he brought him back in, he's like, we need to figure out who should be president. Okay, let's come up with ideas. It's like, fuck you, you asshole. You know it's you already. Shut up. And then I love that Lampkin is like, it's been in front of me this whole time, you buffoon! Yeah, it's Leodama, that bitch. No, I'm gonna go shoot him.
He rearranges the letter in Adama to Adama.
Understand? Him pulling the gun was just to make sure, I think, to clarify to Lampkin, like himself, that his motivation was right. That Lee was absolutely the right choice and base that off of holding him up to literally gunpoint.
I'm not reading into any of that. I just still think Lampkin is my favorite like tertiary character. Even with this insanity. I'm like,
he's great. He really is great. He really is a great character, especially he literally played Lee. He said, I don't believe humanity deserves to live. And then Lee was like, you think, we deserve this as a choice to live, it's not a necessity, it's a choice, because, humanity was like choosing to keep trying to go on. And I think he, like you said, was testing Lee. He wanted to know that Lee had the resolve to actually lead humanity and didn't want power just for the sake of power. Yes. Like someone like Tom Zarek kind of feels like, where Tom Zarek just wants power, seems like for the sake of power, because he even went so as far as to say we need our own defense force so that the Marines don't, take us over, which I guess, okay, that makes sense, but it's like that's a militia that you don't.
Well, but you have to understand, it's 35,000 plus people who are all at the mercy of what had gone from two people's decisions to one person's decisions. Okay, and the two people's decisions were hit or miss because they pretty much always agreed after that one coup that happened forever.
And Adama also jumped this episode on a whim.
Yes, so he was acting erratic. Like in reality, Tom Zarek wants power, but he is also, in my opinion, right.
Yes.
Like at no point in time, it's like, oh, 35,000 people and literally the last remnants of humanity finding what is roughly 50 people. Like, I understand it was worth looking, but the longer they stayed, the more they looked, the more they wasted, the more likely these people were going to suffer.
They should really just go back to that mud planet that they almost all died on.
Algae? Dude, the sun exploded. It's gone. What do you mean?
No, I thought that was a different sun. No, not the algae planet. The one where they got enslaved.
New Caprica.
Oh, New Caprica.
Yeah.
Didn't they nuke it also?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yes.
did
Yeah. Maybe.
maybe?
Huh.
They should go back anyway. I mean, it was the best place they had.
You know what? Final thing to bring up. So as we saw what happened with the remnants of the fight, it seems like there was an attempt by the Baystar to go after and complete the mission anyway. Do you think they were successful in destroying the Resurrection Hub?
I mean, they seemed to believe that was a possibility, but they also seemed to believe that the Baystar was destroyed in the process.
Or maybe, because the odds are that they either destroyed a Resurrection Hub or they destroyed a Baystar and a Resurrection Hub, which doesn't really bode their favor. Although we did learn that there was multiple nukes that went off in this area, so if they did jump in unannounced and launch nukes, they could have caught maybe a few the bigger ships unaware without raiders deployed in defensive formations.
Well, the important thing to note, Mikey, is I don't think anyone knew where. Didn't one of the Cylons say like no one knows where it is for that long of a period of time
until it jumps again?
No, they don't know where it jumps to.
Oh, okay.
The hub jumps, blasts out coordinates of the hybrids, and then that's it. So until if it jumps again, they don't know where it jumped to. So like you can't ambush it. Essentially, is what I got.
It's random jumps.
Gotcha. So you can't chase it.
You can chase it. You just can't ambush it. Like you can't wait for it to teleport it back.
Gotcha.
So what happened is they probably jumped in maybe point blank on it, dropped nukes, dropped the raiders. As we saw, raptors. As we saw, there was a bunch of dead raptors, and they had a fight. And we maybe get it in that next episode. I feel like that might be how. Sorry, Viper, you're right. I feel like that's how either next episode or like one of the following episodes
We'll
may
see
start
it from their perspective.
We'll catch up to the fleet and they'll be like pretty hammered, and we'll have like Rosalind and contacted like Odama or somebody over the comms as they arrive, and then the episode after that, my guess is how they do stuff where they make it leave us on a cliffhanger, and then we do flashback to see what happened, which Joe hates. This will be a fun one, I think.
My memory is not great, but the scene where they like flew in to check out the supposed hub being destroyed looked exactly like where they found that Baystar originally.
It did.
Right.
It did.
That's like the only thing that's like throwing a wrench in my theory.
I just don't know if they were reusing assets.
Right. And that's what bothers me, because like I'm
gonna go with that was my gut feeling,
but like
that I was just gonna ignore and just leave out of the conversation.
But I feel like they wouldn't do that, so I feel like it might be
such nice assets.
A red herring. Maybe
I don't know.
That's the wrong term for that.
It's nothing conclusive, but it doesn't bode well that they found like destroyed ships.
You're right.
At a minimum.
I like the Vipers.
Yeah. You're right.
Doesn't
I'm getting the vibes there's a little bit of time fuckery going on. With like first and foremost, like Starbuck just appearing out of nowhere at the start of the season.
They did also say it's been 5 years in this episode.
No, 3.
No, they said 5.
They said that. I don't think it's in the context of what's going on though. They did say 5 years. I just don't remember the context.
I think Lampkin said that, right? Interesting. He's probably not a good person to base time off of.
They just killed my cat. He's been dead for weeks.
Yeah, no, I love Lee opens it and he's like, how long has your cat been dead? Like, was it just bones in there? Like, what happened?
Probably decaying. Anyways, I don't have anything else to bring up. I think we're good to wrap this one up. So thank you for joining us, guys. I'm 732 Review Crew. I'm Mikey.
I'm Joe.
I'm Mike.
And if you enjoy our Battlestar Galactica, check out Patreon, which features full lengths for this other series. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Bye.
Toodaloo.